Well, welcome back to All Ball and No Bull. I'm your host, Kenny Matthews, as we try to pick against the NFL Vegas lines 3 games apiece. And I have my 2 sidekicks with me, my main man down there, Jimbo Dent. How are you doing, my man?
Jimbo Dent's doing quite well, considering everything that he's been through the last 24 hours.
Well said. Well said. How are you doing, my main man, Billy Martin Jr.?
Well, I'm doing Jim Dandy.
To the rescue.
Love the pun on words. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. well, hey, everybody. Last week, a rarity. All 3 of us go 3-0 last week against the line over there. I mean, I couldn't believe it there. So that makes the season records Jim Dent at 8-1, Billy Martin Jr. at 6-3, and yours truly at 5-3-1. Not bad for the first 3 weeks. We're all above 500. So guess what? Since the leader in the clubhouse is the leader in the clubhouse since week 1, it's Jim Dent. Who is your first pick for this week?
You know what? We must be cheating, Kenny. The only thing I can figure is that we must be cheating.
Inside information, baby.
Okay, let's kick it off. I love those Giants. That's my lock of the 21st century.
Well said.
6.5 against Baltimore. So I've been riding the Giants for riding that train high on cocaine. Kind of like the New York Giants. I predict they win the game outright against Baltimore on Sunday.
Giants getting 5.5 at home at the Meadowlands against those Baltimore Ravens. I mean, I had them last week against the Pack. They won straight up in London against the Packers last week. I mean, they've only lost 1 time against the Lions so far this year, and that was against your Dallas Cowboys. So, sounds like a pretty solid pick to me. Billy?
Are you jumping on my train?
I am. I'm on that one too, Kenny. That is definitely one of my picks. I mean, they did lose that game to Dallas. They also had the lead in that game and played pretty damn well. But I'm going to go Giants. They're going to win.
Well, guys, I thought was really interesting about the Giants is that they lost that tough Monday night game. They scratched the game out the week later that was, they probably didn't play their best, but kind of responding after a tough loss at home on a Monday night and then beating the Packers also on the road in London shows you that Salah's got these guys it's got them locked in. They seem to be buying into what he's doing. And a healthy Barkley sure does take a whole lot of pressure off Mr. Daniel Jones.
Saquon Barkley happens to be fairly good.
Yeah.
But why in the hell couldn't the other coaches figure that out?
Well, I think the other coaches knew he could play, but when you got a cap on and crutches, it's kind of hard to play.
He wasn't near as quick with the crutches. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, they hit his helmet for the wrong reason, not because he had a concussion. Yeah, I do like the Giants this week, guys. I think that's a solid pick. My first pick is going to be the Seattle Seahawks at home, getting 3 against the Arizona Cardinals. I'm eating some crow. I said at the beginning of the year, I didn't think Geno Smith was a good quarterback. He's played pretty good for the first 5 games of the season. That's not the reason why Seattle struggles at the quarterback position. I'm still not sold on Arizona. They lost a tough game to Philadelphia last week. They did show some resurgence by coming back in that game against the Eagles last week. I do know that the road team has won the last 6 out of this between these two, so I'm bucking a trend there. But all I need them to do is lose by 2. They don't have to win the game. They can just lose by 2, and I'm still a winner. I'm going to take Seattle and Pete Carroll at home to bounce back after a tough loss this past weekend.
Is not sold on Arizona. I'm pretty sure you bet against them every week.
I'm just about and I'm about 500.
And I don't know if it's because of Kyler or their former Texas Tech coach or what. But,
Now, I did not take Philly last week. I did stay away from that one last week. I thought that may be a little high, but I wasn't willing to bet. I wasn't ready to bet Kyler Murray and the boys just quite yet.
You don't have to make these picks because you're being nice to us. Now, do you?
That's great. Well, Jimbo, why don't you start off with your second pick of the second round for us and do what you like?
Okay. I need to explain something very quickly to the gamblers out there in the world. These big lines on the Cowboys that we see every week are because their second string quarterback is in there.
Right.
This started happening about 3 or 4 years ago when the odds maker, when he realized the second string quarterback was going to start, just gave everybody 10 points. So the Cowboys are getting 6 again this week. So why not take the Dallas Cowboys? I'm not saying they're going to win, but 6 is a pretty good cushion. I want to say this. Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. The Philadelphia Eagles are not a great football team by any means. And I could see the Cows win this game straight up. So I'm going with the Cowboys plus 6 on my second pick.
Yes, Cowboys get 5.5 at
on that because
City of Brotherly Show.
And I want you people watching to understand how hard it is for him to pick the Cowboys every week. He and Jerry don't get along.
I hate Jerry Jones.
So,
I wrote my first book on him. He's a liar, he's a cheat, and he knows where Rich Dalrymple is.
Hey, if you pick the Cowboys every game this year, you'd be 4-1 against the line right now.
I know it.
It's
I know.
not like you would be a losing proposition.
well, I have something else I want to say about that because I do think it's officially time that Cooper Rush changes his name to Cooper Pass. I mean, it's about damn time. You know, there's never been a quarterback in Cowboy history to start out to debut at 4-0, and all 4 of those games were come from behind games at one time or another. We still haven't heard it in the press, the official quarterback controversy word.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Why is Danny White making all those tackles?
Danny White.
Number 11.
Oh my God. He's a punter as well, but
Butter.
so here's my question.
United States Football League owned Danny White.
All right. Who's better, Parsons or Diggs? Who makes a bigger impact on
I think Danny White's better than both of them.
Absolutely.
Number 11. Isn't that right, Kenny?
Yes, absolutely. The Hawaiian son of the United States Football League, Danny White of Arizona State and Frank Kush.
Yes.
Yes. Micah Parsons may be the best defensive player in football right now. So, yes, he makes a bigger impact than Diggs. No question.
I don't know, bro. I think you notice it more because of the sacks. But
I have one word for you on Parsons. Game planned. That's it. Sunday night, he's game planned for. That's the reason why he makes a bigger impact. Not many corners get game planned on Sunday nights. Micah Parsons, he does. No question.
it's just
He's
watching
stuck.
him last night running full speed and somehow adding more to his last 2 steps so that he can get a piece of that football. It blew me away. It blew me away. Almost John-esque. I'm not putting him quite in that category yet, but I digged him.
That's pretty good. They're both pretty good. Jerry's going to have to pony up here in a couple years. Either way you look at it. The accountants are over there salivating right now. Come on, bring in the money, baby. My second pick of the week is going to be the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, no.
5.5 at home.
You don't have to do this.
Against the San Francisco 49ers. As the Niners come back for another cross-country trip again in 7 days to face the Falcons. Falcons are 5-0 against the number this year. One of the only two teams that are undefeated against the number. Let me tell you something. The Falcons got hosed at a chance of winning last week against Tampa Bay on a very bogus roughing the passer call on Tom Brady. He's got that Smith guy's got the Falcons being competitive. I'm not saying they're going to pull an upset over the 49ers by any stretch, but I do think that they'll keep this game close. I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons, the competitive Dirty Birds at home, getting 5.5 points. And Jimbo, I will go to you for the last pick of the night. Drum roll, please. And who would that be?
You know what I think? I think you're living in the past. But so am I. I am taking as my final pick the state of Texas. All 1,127,000 delegates are taking the New York Jets.
You're going to take the Jets
over the Green Bay Packers.
The Jets.
And you know that line is not okay. Can I go ahead and cheat? You know, I cheat a lot. The Packers are. My Jets are getting 9.5.
They were. It opened at 9.5. Is that 7 right now?
Can I have the 9.5?
No, we can't give you the 9.5, sir. If we taped Sunday night, I would be more than happy to. But
you know, you and Billy both know the only way you can beat me is to cheat me.
If we're at the Stardust Hotel, you know, about 7 p.m. Pacific time, yes, when it opened on that board, you got 9.5, baby.
Did you just say Stardust?
Yes, I did.
You know they tore that thing down.
Oh, yes, they did.
That thing down 20 years ago.
That's a Willie Nelson album.
About 20 years ago, that was the highlight of my trip, was watching them opening lines come out for Week 10 at the Stardust. It was great.
Stardust Melody.
Well, Stardust Melody was a Willie Nelson song. But I would like to tell everybody listening that Jim and I were making our picks together last week, and we decided we liked so damn many games. Because I had a hard time narrowing it down. I picked my top 6. 5 of my top 6 won. So we picked it all. And the only time I beat Jim all year, I beat him by 1. We literally, I was 10-5, he was 9-6.
Yeah.
We both pushed on one that was,
Not bad.
a 7-point, and we literally twice I just picked a different game than him, just to be different. So we'd have something different because I was like, oh, I gotta take something else. I mean, we would have killed it in Vegas last week. If we'd have put some parlays together, there's no telling how much money we'd have won. So you guys should listen to us. We're doing pretty well. Jimbo's been tearing it up.
Yes, Jimbo is on fire. There's no question. That's right.
I'm gonna make another change because for some reason Jim deviated from what our pick was. I can't even believe it. But I was going to go with the Jets, Giants, and Dallas. My next 2 were the Chargers and Kansas City. So I'm going to pick Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Who has the best damn quarterback in the league. He's from White House, Texas. His father played Major League Baseball. And I'm going to pick him at home against the Buffalo Not the Jim, not the Kenny's, the Bill.
And he also played at Texas Tech.
We got our guns up here.
As Willie Nelson, Billy Martin Sr. look over there that we got from Billy Martin Jr. today. I love it. Absolutely love it. So he's going to take the Chiefs at home, a rematch of last year's thrilling playoff game, which the Bills had won, but about 13 seconds, I guess, and they decided to let Mahomes go down the field for about 65 yards in 13 seconds. Who would have thought that? Should be fun. I would say this. If there's ever a tailgate to go to in the National Football League this week, it's at Arrowhead this week, buddy. They're going to be starting on Thursday.
And let me say this to you also, Kenny. There's not a quarterback in Wyoming who can beat a quarterback from Texas. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Man, I'll tell you this. That quarterback from Wyoming is pretty damn good, though. He's pretty damn good. He's pretty damn good. I can't put him ahead of Mahomes yet, but boy, he ain't far behind. That's for sure. Man.
When have you ever seen a quarterback that can throw from 7 different arm slots? I mean, you can see where he plays shortstop. When he stops and throws sidearm. When he does a puff pass over the top of somebody's head. It's amazing. His athleticism is uncanny. And something Jim said last week when we were watching the game together was his fire, his anger. He's so hard.
He's deadly.
Not handle losing, and by God, he's gonna talk to his teammates about it and make sure that's not.
And he belongs to us.
He's got a little Jordan-esque about that competitive fire.
Mm-hmm.
No question about that. No question about that. And my final pick of the evening will be the Chargers next Monday night at home, laying the 4.5. I'm going to go with the Chargers. They have not played great at home just yet so far this year, but they seem to be running the football, which helps Craig Herbert have that rib maybe just get healed a little bit. He doesn't need to be dropping back 50 times a game. Mr. Epler's run the ball extremely well for them. I really think Denver's in a I think Denver is at I don't know what to say about Denver. Russell Wilson doesn't look right since last year breaking his finger. They look to be in disarray. Now, they have a really good defense, though. Denver's going to be really upset because they got a championship-level defense they're going to waste this year because their offense is so horrible. And not really a home field advantage at SoFi for the Chargers anymore. It seems like. I'd like to know if the blackout's going to be lifted in out there in Los Angeles for the Chargers, but I will take the Chargers at home this week.
Well, think about this, too. I mean, people don't realize what a broken rib feels like. And I've had broken ribs. I'm sure you guys have. They don't heal when 270-pound linemen land on you every week. Okay? And this guy has been gutting it out and playing at a very high level with pain that would make most of us wet our pants. And it's pretty damn impressive.
Heck, him just
He's
screaming
got a
out.
terrible coach.
Yeah, I have to echo what Jim said a little bit there. I'm not a fan of the coach at all. He seems to go for it when he shouldn't be going for it, and he seems to punt when he should be going for it. Seems like time management, game management is not his forte just yet, that's for sure. I just said this, Billy, for Craig Herbert, him just screaming out the cadence, his ribs hurt. You know, I mean, that wide receiver's got to know what the damn checkoff is, and so he's got to scream it out there. And I know with my broken ribs, the last thing I wanted to do was scream. You
don't want to speak. You don't want to cough. You don't want to laugh. You don't want to fart. It hurts.
Nothing. Well, hey, guys, man, I sure appreciate you guys giving me a couple moments here tonight. We got all of our picks in here. hopefully we'll all go 9-0 again next week as we did last week. We do appreciate you guys listening to us, and we'll be back next week with 9 more locks against the line. Jim Dent, Billy Martin Jr., Kenny Matthews. We're out. Thanks so much, guys.